but here we are. For those die-hard Karma fans out there, and I know they exist, because out of 6k people, I'm sure at least one person is hyper-obsessed that isn't my mum. I'm sure you would know from my previous video where I talked about Overwatch and how it's actually going in a good direction, and I could see a good future for the rest of the game, if they executed things well. That video was 8 months ago, oh my god. So you could consider this video a part 2. I'm just a simple video editor wanting to share some opinions on the internet.
You didn't see anything.
Well, oh boy was I wrong. As it turns out, people up top decided to axe the PvE plans entirely. Why? Because it sold terribly. You're telling me that undersold after you scammed your players by promising PvE would come out when Overwatch 2 would release, and there'd be plenty of replayability thanks to features like skill trees? And what am I forgetting? Oh right, the introduction of FOMO to Overwatch. I honestly think the real reason PvE was cancelled was because it just isn't fun to fight bots with Overwatch's dynamic abilities. I don't think anyone can honestly tell me those bots are as fun as a real player. I'd be so pissed if we went down 1 or 2 heroes a year to burn money on PvE. The tower defense horde mode they announced at BlizzCon is the best middle ground in my opinion. And look, let's say if this was an indie game, no, not even that. Let's say this was any other franchise, it'd probably be alright. As I've said before, a lot of these decisions come down from out-of-touch rich bastards who own the company. It sucks, but at the end of the day, all they care about is making a profit. And focus on making the toxic competitive shooter more toxic and fill it with Fortnite Battle Pass. One in August for the first half of the year and one in March for the second half of the previous year. Activision Blizzard. Everyone's favorite now ex-CEO, Bobby Kotick. Imagine you're in this situation. Or you can work on one of their smaller IPs, or even a new and upcoming IP, to help it grow and become a big moneymaker too. However, your chance of getting a big bonus basically drops to like 2%. And if the IP flops, you're either gonna get moved, or worse, let go. Which would you go for? To quote a paragraph from this article I've been referencing, in August 2023, Overwatch 2 team members were told that based on the game's poor financial performance in the first half of the year, they shouldn't have received anything. According to people familiar with what happened who asked to not be named discussing non-public information, but that the company would cover some of their bonuses to make up for the shortfall. Then, earlier this month, the company informed developers that they would receive a stunning 0% of their bonus targets. And since the last video, they've managed to kind of fix one of the criticisms I mentioned, which was FOMO. So maybe it's for the best we never see it again. And then they end up spending more money on these items, which just becomes an addiction they won't admit. I think it's just insane trying to sell a weapon skin for $40. But then again, look at Valorant. So what's the moral of the story? Blizzard is a terrible company. Don't work there if you have other options. Overwatch itself, the characters are still really fun along with the core gameplay, but the shop is still predatory, so keep your wallet safe. Oh, and like, subscribe, and comment what movie video game adaptation is your favorite and why. Check out my second channel, follow my socials, and finally, I have a new actual video coming at some point. I just wanted to get this out of the way before I go into a new format of content. Bye bye!